Most of Ontario has moved into phase 3 of its reopening plan. Restaurants and bars are allowing people back inside, but that doesn't include Toronto just yet. Health officials say that's a good thing. As Jeff Semple reports, as communities open up, it's becoming clear that the indoor bar scene is uniquely suited to the spread of COVID-19.
This Toronto sports bar sits in the shadow of the Blue Jays Stadium in the heart of downtown. But with only the patio allowed to open, business is down 95%.
We're a sports bar without sports, like you said, and obviously tourism has been affected greatly.
By next week, Toronto will be one of the only Canadian cities where indoor dining and drinks remain off limits. And experts say for good reason.
Number one, it's indoors. Number two, you have people that are in close contact for a prolonged period of time. And at least for, let's say, a nightclub, you're talking more loudly.
The bar scene is blamed for outbreaks around the world. From Calgary to Montreal to multiple American cities, even South Korea, hailed for its handling of the pandemic, saw one bar hopper linked to 100 new cases. The actual numbers may be even higher because these outbreaks are notoriously tough to trace.
If you go to a bar and are inebriated and lose track of who you're socializing with, and suddenly I ask you, who have you been in close contact with in the past week, you're going to have a harder time answering that question.
Well, we do know there's a certain amount of COVID fatigue among our young people right now.
Indeed, most of Ontario's new confirmed cases are under the age of 39.
I heard the same numbers. I was shocked.
But despite his shock, the Premier is allowing almost all Ontario bars to open their doors, with hotspots Toronto, Peel and Windsor expected to follow by the end of the month. Tables must be spaced 2 meters apart and indoor capacity limited to 50.
So be it, right? We have to get this right.
This sports bar is going further, collecting customers' contact info and keeping tables small. He says the greatest risk to his business now is a second wave. Jeff Semple, Global News, Toronto.